We can start today sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position. And I invite you to pull the flesh of your buttocks back behind your sit bones just to help the bones connect a little bit more. And also, you might feel that slightly tilts your pelvis forward, which supports the uprightness of your spine. And we'll take a deep breath in through the nose and let it fall out of the mouth with a sigh. And let the belly fall open. This nice, soft belly. And then feel the sit bones on the ground and maybe do a little movement in space and just see if you move around a little bit, just like micro movements. Just notice how that shows up in the sit bones. How you might be in the front or the back or more on the right or the left. And then find yourself squarely situated right in the center of those sit bones. And see what that does, if anything, to the posture and to the breath. Of course, the two are related. And then reach up through the crown of your head as though you're pulling your spine taller. And then let the shoulders relax down. So that there's a sense of lifting up, but also a sense of sinking and releasing into the earth. And then between the two flows the breath. Just feeling how the breath moves. And then becoming more deliberate with the breath so that it's slow and deep and long. Moving from bottom to top. And exhaling from top to bottom.
See, we can not hear very well when you are in the back.
Oh, you're not hearing me well today. Okay. Let's
I
see.
put the maximum volume, but still I cannot hear you.
Yeah, let me see if the computer changed my settings for some reason. It did. Thank you. That should be better. So if you've just joined us, just taking a moment to sink down into the ground through the sit bones and also lifting tall through the crown of the head. Softening the belly. And see if you can feel the inhale filling up into the belly. And then carrying up into the middle of the lungs and to the top of the lungs, all the way up into the chest. And on the exhale, You can feel the body relaxing, letting go. And the deeper you inhale, the more you exhale. The more you exhale, the more you relax. On your next exhale, drop your chin to your chest. See if the inhale lifts your chest up toward your chin. And on the exhale, the head releases down toward the chest. Feeling the rise and fall of the breath in the body. Filling and emptying. And then move the chin over to the left shoulder. Place the right hand behind your back with the palm facing out. Press the back side of the hand into your back, rolling the elbow back, rolling the shoulder back away from the face. Keeping the chin down and to the left. See if that left shoulder is relaxed. And then when you breathe deeply from belly to chest, where does the breath go? Every posture we take creates a shape inside the body as well as outside the body, and that internal shape determines where the breath is received. And in this way, we start to bring a little bit more energy to the different parts of our body, muscles and organs and tissue. And we also can release stored tensions and toxins from these places. So it's the combination of the movements, the positions, and the breath that create this transformation in our bodies and in our minds. And then we'll bring the head back to center, release that right arm, bring it across the chest with the arm straight, pull it in with the left hand, flex the wrist, and turn your head to the right. Come back to that deep, slow breath, that rise and fall. And release back to center. Drop the chin and move it over toward the right shoulder. Place the left arm behind your back with the palm facing out, and then press the knuckle side of the hand into your back, rolling the shoulder and elbow back. And maybe you see how the breath moves into this posture. Sometimes the postures make breathing a little more challenging. sometimes a little easier, sometimes both at the same time. Harder in some places, easier in others. So we can just let ourselves be curious about the effects the breath has on the body and the body has on the breath. This unifies the mind with the experience, which is very restful for our nervous system. And release back to center. Bring that left arm across the chest, pull it in with the right hand, flex the wrist, turn your head to the left. I didn't mention it, but you may have figured it out on your own. Closing the eyes is helpful to connect more deeply with the inner experience. And for some people, that creates a sense of dis-ease. And then you just open your eyes, but just keep your gaze soft and still so you're not looking around and distracting yourself with the visuals. Beautiful. Release that back to center. Roll the shoulders a few times. And roll the other way. And relax. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold over your legs. Let the arms rest down. So, if the hands touch the ground but the elbows don't, bend the elbows. And if the elbows touch the ground, make them wider. This is just so that there's room for the body to release more if it wants to. And then have the same intention to breathe deeply from the belly to the chest, even though you probably can't feel it in the belly and the chest because of the position that you're in. And you can see where you do feel it. See if you can breathe deeply enough to allow your back ribs to expand. And you can kind of see if there's any tension that you hold in your back. And then just breathe into it. And then when you exhale, it can release. So the breath kind of works in the body like water would work in a glass. If there was dirt in a glass and you poured water into it, it would pick up the dirt, and then when you poured the water out, the dirt would go with the water. Same with the breath. It kind of gathers up the tensions in the body, and then when you exhale, it washes the body clean. Okay, walk the hands in, roll yourself up. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale the arms down. And notice the cross of your legs, which one is on top or in front. And then release the legs. Shake them out. Might feel nice to rub the knees. Maybe move the toes a little bit. Good. And then we'll cross the legs again with the opposite leg in front. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale and reach the left arm up. And then bend the elbow, bringing your hand to the upper back. And then bring the right hand to the left elbow and press down. Breathe up into the chest. Keep sinking that upper arm bone down into the body so that the shoulder also lowers down the back. And on your next inhale, reach the arms up. And then place the right hand at the upper back, the left hand onto the elbow, and press down, stretching into that tricep. Feeling the chest rise as you inhale, letting the body relax as you exhale. And inhale the arms up and exhale them down. And then imagine that you're drawing a circle in the air in front of you with your nose, starting with small circles and then slowly getting bigger and bigger. And if you've lost track of the breath, that's fine. That's what happens. So just remember to bring it back as soon as you realize that you've lost track. And then circle the other way and we'll go from big to small. So we want to try to make the whole practice a meditation where the mind stays connected to the breath the whole time. And that helps you remember to breathe deeply. You know, when the breath is on autopilot, we breathe just a small fraction of the capacity of the lungs. And instead we can start to train ourselves to bring in lots of life force through breathing deeply. And then when the circles are as small as they can go again, you can let them come to stillness. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward again. And you might feel like it's a little bit harder this time. You probably sat cross-legged before in the way that favors your body. So we like to always do everything as much on the right and on the left to create balance. And yet the side might feel more challenging. It can be helpful to just focus on the breath so that the sensations, if they're difficult, kind of fall into the background. And then walk the hands in, roll your body up, inhale, reach up, exhale, release down. Staying with the breath as we take the legs out again and shake them out. Beautiful. And we'll just cross the ankles momentarily just to flip over onto hands and knees. Line the hands up right under the shoulders. And you can always be on fists if your hands are happier that way. Mine are. If you're on your hands, just spread the fingers wide. And then take a moment, if you can close your eyes, do that. And just see if you can feel like the weight of your body is distributed evenly into all four legs of this table that we're creating. Okay. And then as we inhale, we'll curl the tailbone up, dip the belly down, continue the breath up into the chest as the chest lifts and the eyes roll up. On the exhale, we take the tailbone down, the belly comes up, the head drops. And just continue like that, inhaling into a cow and exhaling into a cat. And then coming back to neutral spine, our table position. We're going to walk the hands forward and bring the chest onto the ground. You'll see you have to walk quite a bit forward in order for the chest to actually touch down. And we're going to be on the chin. The hands are going to be on either side of the shoulders. So the buttocks is in the air. The chest is down, the chin is down, the hands are down, the knees and the feet. It's called 8 points pose. It's also called a middle spine adjustment. You can see how the mid-back is really getting a nice kind of, I don't know if it feels like a stretch, but the spine rarely moves in this direction, so it's nice and healthy for us to come here. And with each exhale, you can try to relax into it a little more. Good. And then you can straighten out the legs and let your body come all the way down onto your belly. Turn to one cheek. Bring your arms alongside your body. And then feel how the breath breathes with the earth here. You can see that rise and fall. Relaxing as you exhale. And then see if you can continue that deep rhythmic breathing and just bring your head center. You can be on your forehead or your chin. Clasp your hands behind your back. If you're not able to clasp your hands behind your back, then just reach back, or if you have a towel, you can grab hold of the towel with both hands and try to walk the hands toward each other on the towel. And then with the hands pulling apart, you can kind of fold the shoulder blades in toward the spine. And then press down into the hips. And then lift the head. Really press the pelvis into the ground. And see if the inhale can cause your chest to rise a little more. And then rather than lowering back down on the exhale, just relax into the ground. Roll your eyes up toward the sky. And slowly release down. Turn your head to rest on the other cheek. Let the heels fall out, relaxing the legs, unless it feels more relaxing to let them fall in. Bring your head center again, this time resting on your forehead. Make the hands into fists and tuck the fists inside your hip bones, kind of at your groin. Keeping your head on the ground, lift your legs. As you inhale, reach back through your toes. As you exhale, lift through your heels. Try your best to continue to breathe deeply here. And relax the legs down, release the hands, turn to one cheek. Just resting for a moment, breathing with the earth. Okay, now let's bring it all together. Bringing your head center, pressing the pelvis into the ground. Lift the arms, reach back through the fingertips, lift the head, breathe into the heart, lift the legs. And I want you to breathe so deeply that it feels like you're floating your body up. And relax down. Turn your head the other way. And really take this time to rest. Place your hands under your shoulders. Push into your hands to lift yourself up and press your buttocks back to your heels, keeping the arms extended forward, pushing forward with the hands, lengthening back through the hips, counter stretching the spine, breathing into the back body. Walk the hands over to the right, placing the right hand on the ground beside you. Push into that right hand to send the left hip back a little more, and then walk the fingers of the left hand out. And see how the breath comes into the body when the body is in this shape. You feel the breath opening up a little more space on the left side. Walk the hands over to the other side, placing the left hand on the ground beside you, reaching out long through the right fingers. Push into that left hand. Breathe into that right side. Bring the arms back to center. Keep the hands where they are. Lift the hips off the heels. Spread the fingers wide. Hands are shoulder width apart, but not under the shoulders, kind of in front of the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees, but keep them bent. Just lift them off the ground. And then imagine you're trying to fold your belly onto your thighs, kind of pushing forward with the fingers. Let the head relax down. And then press the left heel to the floor. As you press forward with the hands, lengthen back through that left hip, down the whole left leg. And then bend your left knee and press the right heel down, straightening the right leg. Steady, slow breath. And then straighten both legs, coming fully into downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders down the back. Resink the chest. Drop the head. Breathe from belly to chest. And then walk the feet up to the hands. With the chin to the chest and the knees bent. Roll yourself up. Reaching the arms up as you inhale. And releasing them down as you exhale. And we'll do 2 more of those. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Again. Nice. And then just stand here for a moment. Lift the toes, spread them wide, and lower them down. Even if you have socks on, you can do it inside the socks. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, it might be helpful to do that for a moment so that you can better sense from within where your weight is in your feet. So you might see if your weight is in the toes more than the heels, or reverse. And then shift your weight so that it's all on your left foot. And then lift up tall through the head. Let the eyes open. Let the breath be steady and slow. And look at a spot in front of you and let your eyes rest there without moving. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale and bring the hand across to the right side of the head. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And then if you can and if you want, lift your right foot and take it in your right hand. And then if you do have your foot, you can increase the stretch in your neck by pressing the foot down toward the floor. And again, let your eyes lock. If you start to feel like you're losing your balance, you can lock a little bit more into the feeling of your breath. Sometimes if I'm about to lose my balance and I deepen my breath, it kind of stabilizes me. And then release the foot if you had it. Release the hand off the head. Bring the arm down. Close the eyes. And let go of that. What we just did. Come fully into the present, feeling the weight of the body and the feet. Shifting weight into the right foot. Feel the rise and fall of the breath. And let the eyes open gently. Picking a spot and locking your eyes there. Right arm comes up, inhale. Exhale, bring it over to the left side of the head and drop the head. And you can just stay here. We're primarily just stretching the neck. We add the balance aspect so that you can maybe deepen the stretch. If you're not doing that part, you can just press your left hand to the ground. If you want to lift your left foot into your left hand, then you can press the foot down toward the ground. And release. And just shake the body, just letting that go, letting that go, letting that go. And then come to stillness. And take a giant step back with your left leg, keeping the heel off the ground so the back foot is facing forward. Good. And place the right hand on the right thigh, lift the left arm up, and then reach over to the right, pushing down with the left hand. And then if you can sink your hips lower, go ahead. Press back through your heel. Good. Now bring the back heel down onto the ground. Bring that right arm onto the leg and reach the arm overhead. And you can really push back into your left foot and forward into your left hand, stretching that whole side nice and long, and then breathe into it. See if that space between the hip bone and the lowest rib can get a little bit longer, a little bit more free. Good. And then lift yourself up. Step the back foot forward. And take a giant step back with your right leg. Leaving the heel off the ground to begin, coming into a high lunge. Left hand on the left thigh. Inhale, right arm up. And then reach over to the left. Pushing down with the left hand. And then maybe opening up that hip a little bit more by bringing the tailbone forward and pressing the heel back. Connecting with the breath. And then bring the back heel onto the ground, the left arm onto the leg, right arm reaching overhead, pushing back into the outer edge of that right foot and forward through the fingertips. Good. And then step the back foot forward, reach the arms up, inhale, and exhale, fold over the legs. Take hold of opposite elbows so that you're framing your head with your arms, And let the weight of the elbows hang down, heavy toward the ground. And then just breathe deeply in and slowly out. And release the elbows, bring the hands to the floor, bend the knees, lower the buttocks all the way down, coming onto the ground. And then lower your back onto the ground, keeping the knees bent. And lift the knees up into the hands. And then open the knees out to the side. And you can bring your hands to the inner thighs, or you can maybe support from the outside, whatever helps you release more. See if you're shying away from the fullest expression of this posture. Sometimes we resist because it doesn't feel so great to stretch that deep, but the body really does benefit from it. So try to let go into it. And then bring the knees back in, open the arms out to the side, drop the knees to the left, turn your head to the right. If that right knee is hovering above the left knee, you can give yourself a little adjustment by bringing the left hand onto that right leg and pressing down. You don't have to. Sink the left hip into the ground. And see if the breath can find its way through the twist from the belly to the chest. And then if you're using that left arm, release it. And then lift the right leg up and over. Move the left leg over, both legs down to the right. Turn your head to the left. And again, same thing. You might bring your right hand onto your left leg. Try to relax your left shoulder down. Maybe the breath can come all the way up to that left shoulder. If you're using your right hand, release it. Bring the left knee center, bring the right knee center. Hug the knees to the chest. And then return the feet to the ground. Lift your hips just enough to tuck your tailbone under, lower back down, and release the legs out straight and shake the legs out. Those of you who are using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And then we'll let the legs rest and let the arms rest out away from the body a nice distance. Take a slow breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the weight of the body into the ground. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw so the top teeth don't touch the bottom teeth, and even the lips slightly part. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, letting go of thoughts, images, memories, bringing your mind fully into the present moment by feeling the breath, completely occupying your mind with breath. And then let go of even the breath so you don't have to try to breathe deeply anymore. You actually don't have to try to breathe at all. Just let the breath breathe for you. And yet still paying attention to the feel of the breath. Can you notice it without controlling it? Just accompanying the breath with your attention. Letting the mind relax. Letting the body relax. Deeply relax. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. If the mind wanders, just bring it back. Breathe into your heart. Move finger, toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees into the chest again. Rocking side to side. Massaging your back with the ground. And come center. Bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together. Rub hand to hand and foot to foot. Roll over onto either side. Rest your head on your underside arm. Rest your body on the ground, feeling the support of the earth and feeling the support of your practice. Feeling what's changed. Feeling what's here. And then slowly press yourself up to sitting. Let your head come up last. Sit any way that you're comfortable. Sinking down into the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.